Welcome back to the show. Our show today is brought to you by the Center for Family Health, and they are inviting you to be a flu fighter. You can call and get your flu shot, 748-5500, or visit the walk-in clinic. The Center for Family Health has been opening the door to healthcare for all for more than 30 years.
So I have a huge correction to make.
Huge.
At the Night of Distinction, only one person started the Running Man trend of the evening, and we have her here with us today. Chrissy Siders with True Community Credit Union and local awesome personality.
Oh, thanks. Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. Great job hosting the Chamber Awards.
Thank you.
All
it was
positive.
so fun.
All
it was
positive.
good.
That's
it was
cool.
good. Yeah. It was great to be next to Bart and just enjoy the time together.
Yeah.
You could tell that you guys were enjoying your time together.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I came in a little hot, so I missed the Chrissy joke, and I missed you starting the Running Man, but now the whole night makes more sense.
Yeah, it's a talent of mine. So I got a text from one of my employees, and they said, good job, like, you're a natural. And I was like, I know, like, the Running Man is a gift of mine. Like, yeah, it's my thing. Yeah, but I'm talking old school Running Man. So you watched the Grammys, you talked about it.
Yeah.
You saw the old school Running Man last night, right?
Really?
Yeah, when they did the whole rap hip hop thing and the people of our time came out.
Yeah.
Like the real Running Man, not the thing the kids do today. That's like it's the real run. Shamar did a good Running Man too when he came up.
Today they can only do 8 or 9 seconds of a dance.
Right.
TikTok,
this is true.
Not the full deal.
I could do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're gonna need to see
that. It's so fun.
So tell.
That's Shamar. Yeah, that's Shamar doing it. He's nailing it.
I want to congratulate you. One of your friends and employees won the Athena Award. Sarah Ermitinger.
Yeah.
Much deserved. Talk a little bit about that just from a personal standpoint.
And I said it a little bit in my speech introducing her, which was such an honor, but I've worked with her for 24 years. Wow. So this is my 25th year at the credit union. And she started shortly after I had started, and she started as a senior leader. I was, working in the proof department that doesn't exist anymore because that's how old I am. So I've been able to work kind of under her, alongside her, and then to lead her. And she is a breath of fresh air no matter what room she walks into. And she has a heart of gold. She deeply loves others. She has mastered humility, of which I have not. And so she teaches me a little bit more every day. And like I said, I am absolutely a better employee and a better leader because of Sarah.
I think we're all better, and I think you can catch the video somewhere from
I think so
that
too.
evening.
Yeah.
If you need a self-pep talk, go and watch Sarah's speech.
Yeah.
She shared a little quip of something that a previous Athena winner in another area, that stayed with her, and I cannot stop thinking about it.
The bad wolf, good wolf.
The bad wolf, good wolf.
And which one you feed.
Yes.
Yeah. And so there's lots of times that we might be sitting in a meeting and I'll say, oh, I feel the bad wolf coming out, or we say, oh my gosh, like, man, the good wolf is roaring, and I think we all need to understand that we're human, and we have those battles in our mind, and it's important what we feed.
Yeah, I thought that was the way that somebody had touched her and changed her life. I think she had the opportunity to do that for many people.
Absolutely.
That evening, and I hope they check it out again.
Yeah.
So what else is going on at the credit union?
Oh, nothing. Let's see.
Things are
really boring. We're in this really weird rate environment. But who knows, a looming recession, but we'll see.
We're already through January, though, so
we
that
are,
has to be
and
something.
Actually, the jobs report is good, and so now they're kind of backpedaling a little bit on that, and we're continuing to see really, really good growth from a loan perspective. We're building a new branch on Parnell Road.
Nice.
So our branch that's currently in the Country Market location right down the road, we bought some property last year, and they are building a beautiful branch. I walked in there over Christmas with my Hey Dudes on. I'm like, I'm sure I'm breaking every OSHA rule that's here. Like, I'm sure I'm supposed to have a hard hat on and all this stuff, but
I think if you said OSHA, you broke the OSHA.
Yeah, this is true.
I love
didn't say that. So we're building that, partnering with some great people in our community to just continue to meet the needs of our community. So whether that be through the Black Excellence, whether that be partnering with our friends at American One as we continue to raise funds for hospice. Just really trying to do, what we believe we were called to do in our communities that we operate in, and so loving every day of it.
You mentioned the business growth, but there's also growth in the way that you interact and participate with the community. Credit a lot to you, but a lot to the staff because you have team members that are participating in all of these events, and it's nice to see you guys pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, we do. At any given day, you'll find employees, either out and about representing the credit union, maybe just representing us on social media, maybe just representing us outside of, our normal jobs. I know whenever I see someone pay with a True Community card, I always say thank you for your membership, because it's important. People could choose to bank elsewhere, and we need to really honor and appreciate that they choose to bank at True.
Yeah. You guys had the most successful rebranding name change in the history of the world, and I always compliment you on that because it's amazing how smooth that was.
Yeah.
And not only were you guys able to do that, deal with the pandemic, continue to grow.
We merged a credit union into us. Changed our charter, changed our name.
So, how were you guys able to do all that and still continue to serve your customers the way you were?
Yeah, I would attribute it to the resiliency of our team. You're right. We were going through really an unprecedented time just as a country and as a nation and as a world. Mm-hmm. And we felt like we still had to continue to move forward, and things had been set in motion, and it didn't necessarily make sense to pull back on some of those things. And so I'm not gonna lie, our employees were a little exhausted, right? Yes. And we have to make sure that we take the time to build back into them, to further engage them, to build their resiliency back. But we've been really clear with our organization, we're going to be a growth-minded organization, and we are going to be here to cultivate those legacy-defining moments, for those people that we have the opportunity to serve, and we're not going to take our eye off of that prize of serving others.
Yeah.
So what are some things that our viewers should know about some of the perks of being a client of True?
Yeah, well, I would say our people, again, totally biased. Yeah. But, I get so many people commenting to me, gosh, that person was so great. They met me where I was. Like, they didn't make my situation embarrassing, So just in that, I think the human component that we bring, the human capital. And then I would say our products, our services, our desire, like I said, our mission is to cultivate those legacy-defining moments. And so that means, I always coin it this way to our employees, from birth to death, we have an opportunity to partner with each person, right? So we have, from the time my children were born, my oldest is gonna be 22 this year, my youngest just turned 20. We opened accounts, for them. And then my parents passed away in 2014 and 2018, and the credit union helped me close out those chapters of their lives. And so from birth to death, we are an industry that has an opportunity to partner with people through the good, through the bad. And that, I think, is a difference for us. It is how we show up in that way. And so, we had a great conversation the other day that, as an organization in this world that we're living with, we're going to continue to show up with love, kindness, and respect.
Perfect.
And we are going to honor that, and that's what we're going to protect at our organization. And so I'm sure there'll be bumps along the way as we continue to do that, and we won't always meet everybody's needs, but I promise that we're going to try.
Yeah, you guys do a lot of special things for kids. There's, of course, the student-run credit unions at a lot of the schools. I think you have a lot of future high-level employees coming up the ranks. But why is it important to teach kids, I guess, financial responsibility or start at such a young age?
You know what? It's funny. I answer that differently today than I think I answered it 10 or 15 years ago, because today, anxiety and depression and the things that lead to that are just, they're louder and they're more chaotic for our kids, right? It's the social media aspect. It's the keeping up with everybody else, right? It's they have and I don't, and those things that can create those stressors, whether it be in your life, in your marriage, like wherever it is, finances is one of those key areas, right? And so why wouldn't we want to come alongside young kids and say, listen, we've got one area we can help teach you some things, some great, financial literacy, helping you just understand, and we're going to get you to a place of comfort from a financial perspective, and that's not going to be one of your worries. There will be many, but that is not going to be one of those. And so that's my answer today. Back then it was, well, to be a good steward and some of those things. And I still believe very strongly in those. But today, like I said, I've got a 20-year-old and a 22-year-old, and I watched them grow up. And the world that I had them in and the world that we are today is very different. And when we as an organization can do something to protect that innocence and protect that future for those kids, that's why we do what we do.
And I love the in-school program that you're talking about. My Claire is actually an ambassador. And
excellent.
She is taking it so seriously. They write ads for Friday over the announcements, and it really is teaching them responsibility and incorporating all the skills that they're learning in school. I think that was so forward thinking. So
Yeah, and we
proud.
have people who come in who are our employees today who said, I was a teller in 5th grade.
That's
And
so
I'm like,
funny.
"Oh,
That's
that warms my
awesome.
heart."
Yeah.
And then they tell me their age, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you could be my kid.
Yeah.
And then I feel really old.
That's funny.
So yeah.
You look like a kid.
Oh, well,
When
thank you.
You shared that you'd been there 25 years.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she must have started like in
I was 10 when I
junior
started.
high.
Yeah, you were 10.
Yeah, for sure.
You
I was
started
for sure.
in
10, 5, 10.
Yeah.
You know.
Amazing. Well, congratulations on all the successes,
Thank
and
you.
Great job, of course, at the Night of Distinction. That was a lot of fun.
It was a blast.
Chrissy, not Christy, Chrissy Siders from True Community Credit Union. More of the morning show right after this break.